It's still a Dickensian world. Charles Dickens wrote Oliver. The movie from 1968 is worth revisiting. His little kid, famous scene where he asks for more and the guy's like, "What?" And what happens when people are children and they have an experience where they ask for something and then they get this kind of reaction? That goes into the memory banks, and then it turns out in their elderhood. I had an elders don't ask for their needs met. They expect them to just be anticipated, or you make offerings. You offer to them something. For instance, I had a neighbor who just commented on some poppies that I had growing in my garden that were a mistake, and he said, yeah, they would look nice back there over in his area. And so I took that as a cue and offered him some seeds or plantlings that he could go ahead and take. But he would never ask me, the kind of person he is. He'd never come out and say, "Can I have some of your poppies?" So they drop hints is what happens. They drop hints, and this is how elderhood it goes. But we're living in a world where the young people are not making offerings to the older people. I've never heard anyone say, "Would you like this? Would you like that?" Because they just assume that all their needs are met. And that's not the way that there is any into the future, because we're still human beings, and every single person has had some sort of a slap down. I don't care who you are, but mommy's busy swiping on the phone and the little kid's getting ignored. This cell phone is really the beast or antichrist, or even worse. I would call it worse. The advent of the cell phone, because they took away all of our pay phones. This is nefarious. So when people, these elders, are not getting the respect or offerings, then of course all hell breaks loose in the generation. So what else happened in Oliver is that the bad guys, the paranoid Oliver, the woman who was nice that tried to protect Oliver at one point, who's the girlfriend of the bad guy, well, she had got herself killed, because when Oliver was discovered by a rich man, then the rich man, who was a distant relative, he was going to get adopted. Meantime, he'd been hanging with the pickpocketers, the leader of which was Oliver Reed, who then had it out to get Oliver. So we're living in the Oliver generation, where people are trying to get all these people born in the 50s, 60s, to kill them, because we remember what it's like before the age of the cell phone and the bicycle helmet. And we are targeted. So, believe it or not, I don't give a shit if you believe this or not, but it's a fact. Because we're living in a Dickensian world where the same rules apply, the same evil. Notice how they're always saying, be nice, be kind, but they're making good people tell that to each other. It's sort of like you're in the middle of being kind to someone, and someone says, just remember to always be kind. And you're already doing it, but they want to tell you to keep doing it. But they don't tell this to the fucking bad guys. They don't tell this to the maneuvering swine, who, as they grow up in the ranks, they start to look at the bottom lines as the minions or the peasants, and then their enemies are the bourgeois, meaning the middle class. So you're ranked, whether you want to admit it or not. So you might as well start to pick up at the best you can do is start to be faithful and loyal to the old sayings, to the old ways, everything old-fashioned. Respect your elders if you want to be respected when you're an elder, which is just around the corner, because the world will fall apart. As you've seen, it's already fallen apart. Just turn on the TV for 5 minutes and you'll see them screaming. They'll use every opportunity to sell something, but they have to scream. So it's abuse of elder, it's abuse of children, it's abuse of everybody in between. And nobody's doing anything because you're all petrified and frozen. No wonder why they came out with a movie called Frozen. We are turned to stone. You might as well listen to ELO's Turn to Stone, because we are turned to stone now. And it's gone beyond the Dickensian thing, because there's no happy ending that I can see for poor little Oliver, us.